Do we participate in a politics of cynicism, or do we participate in a politics of hope? I stand before you today to announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America. This Tuesday in February, in states north and south, east and west, what began as a whisper in Springfield has swelled to a chorus of millions calling for change. It's a chorus that cannot be ignored, a chorus that cannot be deterred. This time can be different because this campaign for the presidency of the United States of America is different. It's different not because of me. It's different because of you. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the hope of those boys who have so little, who've been told that they cannot have what they dream, that they cannot be what they imagine. Yes, they can. We are the hope of the father who goes to work before dawn and lies awake with doubt that tells him he cannot give his children the same opportunities that someone gave him. Yes, he can. We are the hope of the woman who hears that her city will not be rebuilt, that she cannot somehow claim the life that was swept away in a terrible storm. Yes, she can. We all made this journey for a reason. Today we have the chance to face the challenges of this millennium together, as one people, as Americans. We've always seen that mountaintop from the deepest valley, and no one works harder than the folks here in Philly. The folks here in Pennsylvania. All across America, something is stirring. What the naysayers don't understand is that this election has never been about me. It's about you. It's about you. For 18 long months, you have stood up one by one and said enough to the politics of the past. You understand that in this election, the greatest risk we can take is to try the same old politics with the same old players and expect a different result. You have shown what history teaches us, that at defining moments like this one, the change we need doesn't come from Washington. Change comes to Washington. Change happens because the American people demand it, because they rise up and insist on new ideas and new leadership, a new politics for a new time. America, we cannot turn back. Not with so much work to be done, not with so many children to educate and so many veterans to care for, not with an economy to fix and cities to rebuild and farms to save, not with so many families to protect and so many lives to mend. America, we cannot turn back. We cannot walk alone. At this moment, in this election, we must pledge once more to march into the future. We began this journey in the depths of winter nearly 2 years ago on the steps of the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois. I knew that the size of our challenges had outgrown the smallness of our politics. I believed that Democrats and Republicans and Americans of every political stripe were hungry for new ideas and new leadership and a new kind of politics. 21 months later, we've come so far. we've come so close because of you. That's why we cannot afford to slow down or sit back. We cannot let up for 1 day or 1 minute or 1 second in this last week. Not now, not when there's so much at stake. I ask of you what's been asked of Americans throughout our history. I ask you to believe, not just in my ability to bring about change, but in yours. I know this change is possible because I've seen it. I've seen it over the last 21 months. I've had the privilege to witness what is best in America. I've seen it in the lines of voters that stretched around schools and churches, in the young people who cast their ballots for the very first time, and those not so young folks who got involved again after a very long time. I've seen it in the faces of the men and women I've met at countless rallies and town halls across the country. Men and women who speak of their struggles, but also of their hopes, of their dreams. Hope, what led those who couldn't vote to march and organize and stand for freedom, that led them to cry out, it may look dark tonight, but if I hold on to hope, tomorrow will be brighter. That's what this election's about. That's the choice we face right now. Don't believe for a second this election's over. Don't think for a minute that power concedes. We have a lot of work to do. We have to work like our future depends on it in this last week, because it does depend on it this week. We can choose hope over fear and unity over division, the promise of change over the power of the status quo. We can come together as one nation and one people and once more choose our better history. That's what at stake. That's what we're fighting for. And if in this last week you'll knock on some doors for me and make some calls for me and talk to your neighbors and convince your friends, if you'll stand with me and fight with me and give me your vote, then I promise you we will win this general election, and together we'll change this country and we will change the world. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Let's get to work.